All right, everyone, we are back. Sorry about that technical snafu. I hope you're able to join us for the rest of this village.
Thank you, Jenny. Okay, so I hope you guys had some time to think through of what feelings you were feeling and what feelings you desire. So those of you who are on Zoom, if you would like to unmute and share or share in the chat, we can discuss what came up for us as we work to figure out what we feel like we need.
I can go. I don't see myself on the picture, but I'm assuming you guys can see me.
I can see you.
Exactly what you said. I felt overwhelmed and really stressed out and trying to manage everything in my family and just burnt out. And I desired to feel peace and happiness and the opposite of worry.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Katie.
You're welcome.
All right, Kira said, I felt relieved and I feel like I need to do more self-care and appreciate my support and let them help. Beautiful. Let them help. That's a hard one. It can be so tricky, huh? All right. Anita, I hope I'm saying your name right. I feel wonderful. I felt fearful. I desire to feel joy and peace. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Would anybody else like to share? You can type it in or you can simply unmute yourself. So I'm going to go to the next slide. I hope if you have a pen and paper, write down what you felt so that you can reflect on it. You don't always have to share with other people. So write it down so you can reflect what you've been feeling and honor those feelings. And then the destination you're trying to get to is the feelings you desire. And I'm going to teach you something that I have used in my own practice and I've used for the past decade to try and understand and identify and put into a sentence that I can speak and share with people around what my underlying needs are. And oh, thank you. Anita said your lead was amazing and I was recently told to meditate. I hope you found some moments of peace and meditated in that. Thank you. Okay, so I used to work in the public mental health system, and a big piece of my role was helping people identify what their underlying needs are. And that would take sometimes days to figure out because we're complex beings, right? And oftentimes stress can get in the way of visualizing and seeing what is it that we actually need. And throughout that journey, I learned of 5 starter sentences that I use to help kind of dig down to what I truly need instead of getting distracted by my stress. So for instance, I would think I would know a need. And then in reality, what I was witnessing was a side effect of an unmet need. An example of this could be, I'll use a personal example of a need that I would have with my husband, right? Like, I just need you to figure out dinner every single night and know what I want to eat and don't ask because I'm not going to be able to come downstairs until it's time to eat and it needs to be ready. And is that really my need? No, right? Like that's something I really want and I need to nourish my body. Yes. But what I truly needed in that moment was I need to feel like I can have my space to do work and come downstairs and feel like the family is still together and we can move on to that next step of the journey of the night with peace without it being like complete chaos and we don't get to bed till 9. So it was part of a bigger unmet need. It was this clarity that I was like, okay, my husband and I need to be on the same page and have a flow for our day and trust in each other holding what we're going to hold. And once we identify a need, we can figure out what the action steps are that help us get there. So the 5 starter sentences that I like to use in this journey to dwindle it down is, what do I need to have? What do I need to know? What do I need to see? What do I need to experience? And what do I need to feel? So take a minute and write these starter sentences down. To have, know, see, experience, or feel. And when we think of these 5 things, we can start listening to the chatter in our mind of the feelings we have right now, whether it's overwhelm, fear, worry, frustration, like we have to hold it all, like we have to physically make everything happen for all the people around us, right? Listen to that story we have going through our mind and start asking ourselves, start with, what do I need to have? What is this story telling me that I need to have? Do I need to have a sense of control over my day? Do I need to know what everybody's expectations are for the day so that we can figure out who's holding what? Do I need to see that other people are capable of keeping the things running in this household other than just me? Do I need to see that other people care about the things I'm worried about? Do I need to experience sharing responsibilities in the home? Do I need to experience the sensation of something not going as planned and it being okay? Do I need to feel secure in my day? Do I need to feel a sense of belonging in my home? Do I need to feel peace and quiet once in a 24-hour time period? What is it that I need to feel? So just write those down, and I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do this exercise before we move forward. And really dig into your story, dig into what's been running through your mind. And if you struggle asking yourself these questions, I like to picture myself asking a child these questions, right? And I personally ask my inner child. So I keep in my journal. This is my old journal. Here's my new one. I keep a picture. This is like a tool I use, but I keep a picture of myself, if I can find the right journal. And I ask her, I ask little Dina, what does she need, right? The carefree one who remembered the feeling of joy constantly, who was alive and not afraid to speak her mind and not inhibited by stress, right? So if you're struggling to ask yourself those questions, you can imagine your little you and ask them.
I love that. That's very sweet.
You guys a few minutes at least to journal. Give you one more minute here. Alrighty. You want to wrap up what you're writing? And if you feel called and inclined to share, you can go ahead and unmute. Or you can type in the chat. I'm curious how this exercise felt for you. And I'm also curious about what came up for you. Were you able to identify and complete one of the starter sentences around what you feel like you need?
Okay, I will share. This is Kiara. For me, I need to have peace and a financial breakthrough. I don't know about other moms, but like I feel like once I did have my baby, like fighting with my job for maternity leave and things like that was just like a bumper for me. I said to know, I need to know what is for me and my mental health. I need to know who I am again before I was a mom and before I was a girlfriend. I need to see myself again. I need to connect with my inner self and get back to me. I need to experience traveling and living. Life doesn't stop because you become a mother. And I need to feel love like I did once before and feel visible because like, I don't know, I have people around me who love me and like who always like invite me places, but like I just don't feel it. And I think that's something within me. I don't think it has nothing to do with them. So this exercise definitely helped me a lot because it'll probably be something I do every day instead like and every time we do come here because it do help me realize my needs.
That is so powerful. Listen to you. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Would anyone else like to share?
I was going to say that was amazing.
Powerful.
It was really amazing. And it sounds like Anita is interested in sharing. Yes, please share with us, Anita.
Thank you. I think hers was amazing as well. I do want to encourage you. Yes, when we become mothers, for some reason we put ourselves on the shelf. I encourage you to take yourself off of the shelf, look in the mirror, and say the affirmations that you are worthy, you are a great mother, you're a wonderful person, and really pour into yourself because sometimes I've had 4 children and 2 bonus. Sometimes we just forget how important we are and how valued we are and how needed we are. So, Kira, I really encourage you to take a moment for self every morning if you need to, whenever you can. And you'll notice that it becomes easier and you'll feel better as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Would anyone else like to share their reflections?
Hi, I want to share, but my toddler is kind of having a little meltdown, so he might share with you too.
That's okay.
Perfect.
So, I feel like my needs are not as deep as the last person. Um, yes, buddy. My needs are a little bit more just, I guess, basic. I just need a support system. We don't have any family here or friends, so I just really need someone that understands our parenting style, someone that will not judge us because, my baby's not sleep trained and he's in bed with us. So it's been very difficult finding like a sitter or someone that is, willing to watch him. I started therapy back in December, which I guess it was a need that I didn't know I needed until I started going. So I think that's what I need, just support system, someone that can um, help with the baby so I can go and take care of myself.
Mm. Mm.
So I think I need, I guess, a village. I guess I was not able to build that because, we moved here just right before COVID lockdown. So I didn't do any of the leche in-person meetings. I feel like I missed on all the networking, meeting all the parents that would parent the same way that we do. So yeah, I think those are my needs. And what I've noticed with myself is that I don't have any problem asking for help. Like I'm very vocal about when I need help, it's just I really don't have anyone to ask that help from, you know?
Thank you
That's
for
it.
sharing that with us. And I hope you find your village amongst this community.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are all mamas. And if anybody does feel called to connect with one another and private message like your phone number, you can do a private chat and connect. By all means, these villages are designed to be community and support systems.
Yeah, I was thinking like starting reaching out to like other moms and kind of try to form like a little, I guess, mom group. That way, if someone needs to run an errand, someone watches the baby. And that way, also the babies get some little interaction with other humans. Although I know it's not needed right now, but it's always nice to see other kids around your age.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful idea.
So if
Thank you.
anyone is close to Gilbert, reach out to me. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself and because I need to nurse
Thank
the baby.
you.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to share? Alrighty, so the next step of this activity, once we identify what we need, the hard part can be figuring out, what do I do with that? What action steps do I take to meet those needs, right? Because sometimes understanding our needs can be like, okay, great, I understand it. Now, how in the world can I move forward with making sense of that and making that happen in my life? And so we're gonna drop back into our bodies and do another experience for this, because I believe that our inner knowing, as soon as we quiet the external world and the stimulus around us, we're able to figure out what our first step in the direction is. And sometimes a first step looks like making a phone call. Sometimes it looks exactly like what just happened in our group of sharing, this is what I need. And if anybody's in Gilbert and they want to connect, like, pick me, I'm the one. Sometimes that's the simple action step that can begin building to meet your needs. But also, I think our ego, our mind, our fear can get in the way of seeing what the action steps are and figuring out what to do. Oh, look, there's some resources being popped into the chat right now as well. The Birth to 5 helpline can help provide some resources. There's a link in here. And then one helpful group to consider joining would be MOPS. You can also go online and find one close to you. And there are a lot of Facebook mom groups too. So there's some resources that you can check out too. Okay, so we're going to drop back into our bodies. We're going to tune in, and I'm going to lead you through having a conversation with yourself around figuring out what our first step is going to be to meet our needs. If you feel like you already know your first step, beautiful, write it down. If you don't know it, let's jump on this journey together. It's going to be about 5 minutes of tuning into ourselves. And then we will go from there. So if you want to find another seated position, and if you feel comfortable, I invite you again to close your eyes or soften your gaze. We're going to drop back into our breath. So we're going to, if you feel comfortable, you can put a hand on your chest, one on your belly. And take a big, deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. with your belly soft and relaxed. Remembering relaxing your belly is key to communicating to your body that you're safe and you can drop into the present moment. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, letting out an audible exhale if that feels good to you. Two more big deep breaths like this as you find that calm, safe space that you found earlier in our meeting. Last one in through your nose, out through your mouth, with your belly soft and relaxed. Finding that familiar, peaceful space inside yourself. And as you sit in this space, I'm going to guide you to a picnic table. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you're in the most beautiful park that feels serene to you. It feels peaceful and quiet. And there's a picnic table in front of you. And at that picnic table, you see yourself sitting there. Now, this is a different version of yourself. This version of yourself is a wise, wise version. This version of yourself knows exactly what they need and how to get it. And they know the barriers that may get in the way, and they know exactly how to tell you what you should do as your action step in a way that resonates with you deeply. And as you see yourself, your wise self sitting at this picnic table, go ahead and take a few steps. Stand and walk on that grass. You're going to cross the park and join yourself at that picnic table. Noticing the sounds of the birds around you, noticing the green grass, the flowers growing, what the trees look like around you. And as you get closer, you see yourself. You see yourself sitting in such a radiant, beautiful way, sitting tall and proud and assured of yourself. And you sit down and you say hi. And she's been waiting for you, right? Your wise self has been waiting for you. Your wise self has been expecting you to tune in and join her at this table. When you share with her what you've just identified that you need, you share with yourself, your wise self, that you need to feel something, that you need to have something, whatever you need to know, experience, whatever you need to see, you speak the words to her. And she looks at you with a smile and proud eyes. And your wise self says to you, I'm so glad you took the space to acknowledge what you need. You are worthy of knowing yourself deeply in this way. Then you ask your wise self, what do I do now? What is the first thing I'm going to do to meet this need? And take a minute, ask your wise self and listen. Listen to what they say to you. And it might be extremely simple. Or your wise self may say something that strikes fear or worry or confusion inside you. It might bring up a discomfort inside. And acknowledge if it does, and talk to your wise self about this. Begin understanding where these feelings are coming from. And you're gathering clarity around what you feel you need to do. As you feel ready, give your wise self a big embracing hug. Thank them for telling you everything you know you need to hear and for the guidance and the direction on your journey. And then you're going to get up and walk back out of that park, feeling the wind in your hair, the sun on your face, hearing the birds, feeling tall and confident in what you're going to do next. When you're ready, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and feel free to blink your eyes open. Back to us. And feel free to enter into the chat or unmute yourself and share. What did your wise self tell you that you need to do? What action step do you need to take? What did you learn? It might feel private to you, so if you don't feel like you want to share, that's okay. But write it down in your journal. Take a minute and write it down. We write something down, we commit to ourselves that we're going to do it. And when we speak the words out loud, we solidify that even more. And so if you feel comfortable in your own home, in your own privacy, speak what you write. Just read it out loud to yourself. If you want to read it out loud to us, you're welcome to as well.
Dina, that was an amazing guided meditation. I know you could probably tell that I have a few tears in my eyes from that. Yeah.
So glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. Yeah. I've had a few different experiences where my current self talks to my past self. And I always find that I see my past self as this beautiful, younger person who's trying so hard, right? And I like really have so much compassion for her. And it was really fascinating to think about seeing my wise future self talking to the self now, right? And telling her that, you know, it's okay, I've been waiting for you and here's what you need. So yeah.
That's powerful, Jenny.
Yeah.
All right, Kira said, my inner self told me to be there for myself. Pick a self-care day out of the week and do something, even if it's a walk in the park. Oh, yes. Simple things that connect us to feeling good. That's what self-care is, right? The things that make us feel good. Take care of ourselves. Mm. I'm so glad there's more messages in here that people enjoyed that experience. I'm glad that hit home for you and it helped you guide yourself to a place of your own knowing. The beauty of this is that you can go back to that park bench at any point in time by dropping into your breath, envisioning the park, walking there and sitting down and having a discussion with your wise self when you need it most, right? And gather that information because that's already inside you. It's just allowing your brain to get to a place of accessing it and quieting the clutter of the world around you, quieting the demands, the egos, the fears that are around you, and touching base with yourself. You know most of the answers, right? That's beautiful. Okay, so we are, I wanted to create time for question and answers. I think I'm gonna flap it because do you want on Facebook World the survey to go out to, Jenny?
Yeah, so there is a survey that we've created about what would be the needs that you would have that fourth trimester could meet. I think you have the link, right, Dina? Do you have the link?
Yes.
Oh,
Put it-
perfect.
So there's a link and there's also a QR code that you guys can scan. So this is going to create a space for you to identify some of the things that you need that maybe this village or fourth trimester can be a part of supporting you and meeting. And it gives us insight around where our fellow parents, caretakers, caregivers are at in their journey so that we can tailor our future village meetings to be in line with what is needed. So if you want to take a minute and pop onto that, you can scan it with your phone, or I can type the link in the chat too.
I think I've got the link. Hold on a sec. We'll
Thank
put it
you.
in the chat. Yep, those of you who are on Zoom, we'll put it in the chat. Yeah, and if you're on Facebook Live, we're probably going to pop off in a minute or so. So go ahead and take your little QR code, and I will put it in up on the live in the comments as well. All right. Bye, everyone on Facebook. If you want to join us, feel free. Okay.